Hey, it's Nintendo Sony for 2011 over here, aka MannyWolverine. You guys are wrestling towards non-towards this channel. Follow me at BitChute Brady on Twitter, Instagram, Rumble, any other social media platform site you guys can think of. Gotta be a little bit more quiet once again. Roommate's sleeping next door. I don't want to disturb him or anything, but anyways. A little bit of a low, but it's probably like the third most painful freaking video I had to make here, man. Honestly. Oy. I'm a little frustrated with this shit, man. I truly am. It's just trash, hot garbage on a stick. Times a billion, quadrillion, man. But I know this is about 4 or 5 days ago. I still wanted to talk about it because I used to watch these dudes like every single day since like 2012, even way back in their Pokemon Black and White 2 days. And they used to do like these old school classic like Let's Plays and tutorials and stuff like that of that nature. But you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the big dogs of the site, man, YouTube. GameXplain. The original three I remember I used to watch all the time. Andre Seegar, dude, Derek Bittner, Ash Pulse, and all these dudes, man. These guys are freaking awesome. Honestly, they were. And I don't want to watch them like 2, 3, 4 times a month, and that was it. So that's pretty much it there. Oh man, that's kind of a bitch too. Honestly, it hurts to see these guys, especially Andre Seegars. All freaking people. It's taking away these people's charity, and they're stealing the freaking finances and money, and that's bull crap to the max, man. That is very, very effing bad. Oh, it sucks because they used to do a lot of like Pokemon Smash Bros stuff too, and they did a lot of news coverage for gaming. And this is before I was subbed to people like Kanye and Spawnwave. Usually I watch a lot of stuff on Spawnwave's like channel mostly nowadays compared to GameXplain because he gets it a lot more quicker than they do. I'm just gonna read the controversy BS I did. I know they got a bunch of other people like Tom Arnold, a bunch of other dudes that were on there. Um, Thomas Arnold, Steve, and another dude I forgot their name. I'm not familiar with every single one of them. I know it's like 2 other British UK guys they had over there. I remember they had Choco Conroy for a little bit too. I know he was real good friends with Rogers Base and a bunch of people like that. Oh man, that's funny because I'm still subbed to Rogers Base. I watch him once in a while, like on his backup channel because I don't watch people on Twitch anymore. I know he's real big on Twitch now, but you already know my negative garbage ass feelings when it comes to Twitch. But anyways, I'm just reading the controversial parts of it that he says. It says early 2021. Former employees Ash Paulson, Derek Bittner, and Steven revealed that the reasons why they love GameXplain. Steven mentioned that in order to get out his Final Fantasy VII Remake review out in time, which included beating the game in 2 days, he had to crunch so much that his sleep was impossible. Ash and Derek both concurred with Steven's report and noted that the guide making wearied, I think that's how they say it, wearied them and has caused them not to enjoy the video games anymore. In addition, the moderator of GameXplain subreddit was going under the name of GameXplain, made the subreddit private, and then deleted the post revealing the truth behind the former employees they left. Most of the users were speculating that the users behind it was Andre Seegar, aka Andre, the one that created GameXplain. And he also has he and Steve were the only 2 confirmed to run the account. And Steve has already left at that point. The user was demoted and another moderator, who also restored those posts. Overall thoughts is it's a crap storm. It really sucks, man. It really, really does. It's just like I didn't worship these people, but man, it's kind of a bitch that Andre Seegar is one of the biggest people that created GameXplain. Like he wasn't giving money to any of these people. I think it was like a year. I think it was a bunch of tweets saying that he didn't pay him for a year. That was a long ass internship. If I'm getting my sources right, I read a bunch of tweets over it on Twitter for the past few days, and I was gone for like 3 days instead of 2. Had real life errands I had to run big time to the max. It's probably Thursday, Friday. I won't be on here. I might have to take another extra week off. Anyways, that's for my own mental health too. But other than that, that's such a pain in the ass. That's a steel kick in the nuts there, man. Oh my god, that's a steel toe boot. Not in my nuts, man. That hurts. Because these were super funny ass dudes, man. Especially Derek Bender, Ash Paulson. Those guys were freaking hilarious, man. I still follow them on Twitter. And then they get screwed over by their best friend they knew for like 10, 12 years. Because I didn't know about this like mid-late 2012 or 2013 when Black White 2 and X and Y, Pokemon X and Y were a thing. That's when I was super big fans of them at the time. It was usually Derek Bittner to handle all the Pokemon like news leaks and news outlets. He would take care of that, and then Ash Paulson would take care of a lot of the Mega Man and like. I know he was a super big fanboy of the Final Fantasy series and a big super fanboy of the Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z series, along with Chrono Trigger. I know he used to love talking about Chrono Trigger a lot. I know he was real good buddies with Rogers Base and Chuck and Conroy. Real big, ginormous ass freaking YouTubers. Those are one of the first people that started Let's Plays and speedruns and all that, man. And this is like a big YouTube empire of video gaming culture, like crumbling down. It's like burning on fire like Rome. And not being super like over dramatic, but it's true, man. They lost all my respect. Literally the day after I heard us, I unsubscribed to their channel. That's freaking bullshit that they did that to their own freaking people, man. So let's get into the Sony PS5 news. This one I'm going to talk about in a different time. This one I'll talk about in a whole other different type of separate video. The custom black PS5 got canceled because they received certain threats. I don't know what kind, but that's going to be a separate video. I'm just going to go to the older one. It's 5 days ago, but I still want to talk about it. Why the PlayStation 5 isn't selling well in Japan, and here's why. PS5 isn't going on to a great start in Japan. In fact, on its track record is the worst selling Sony console in Japan history. This comes from Zach Milius. Got a credit there. CBR. Alright. Comic book review. So, let's begin. PlayStation 5 isn't on to a great start in Japan. Sony's national system continues to be disappointing as Japanese audiences lose interest in their brand. Follow-up between the PlayStation 5 and the Japanese market isn't an unforeseeable coincidence. Although the PS5's scarcity is playing a role in its mediocre sales numbers, Sony has made some of the decisions that are irritating to Japanese consumers. Ever since the Sony moved to the PlayStation 5 headquarters in California in 2016, the gaming side of the company has been drifting away from Japanese roots. Oh, big time. They did a shitload of extra censorship of that bastard piece of shit, San Fran, Silicon Valley. Not saying everybody over there is an a-hole, but people that run the technology companies, big tech places, those are actual douchebag pieces of garbage to have a special place now, in my opinion. Well, let's move on. The company changed with the Japanese DualSense controller command button from O to X to align with their more Western control schemes. Japanese gamers weren't happy with the change and took to the internet to voice their displeasure. Oh, rightfully freaking so. The circle of the system also has deeper meanings in Japan than they do in other parts of the world. Circle is translated to OK or correct, while the X is interpreted as no or is not available. The sudden change took the Japanese audience by surprise, especially since the previous PlayStation systems didn't have a westernized control layout. The PS5's reveal presentation also left Japanese consumers with a bad taste in their mouths. The reveal of video games didn't feature Japanese narration and also had several issues with both of the subtitles, font, and its translations. Many Japanese gamers felt that they were being pushed aside. To make room for the United States and European markets, Sony's lackluster handling of the translation has caused some of the Japanese gamers to grow disdain from the company, as well as the console itself. Sony and the PS5 originated from Japan and have been quite popular with Eastern audiences. Now they feel that Sony is trying to cater to the West while putting Japan on the back burner. And they really screwed a lot of the Japanese businessmen over there for Sony, and even probably Sega and Nintendo too. Let's continue. There have also been some controversy surrounding Sony's censorship policy. This is the meat and potatoes, bread and butter I wanted to get into. Let's move on. The gaming giant has a history of censoring risque Japanese games regardless of the already restrictive ratings. Since I know they did it with Xenoblade Chronicles in 2014, 15, 16. Nintendo during the Wii U era, before the Switch era. But let's move ahead. Sony's strict guidelines have frustrated some of the Japanese developers, causing some to abandon the platform entirely. Wow. Japan trends to be more accepting of racy games that are taboo in the West. Just like Saren Kagura, all the Saren Kagura game. It's a lot of real big Sentai perverted ass moments in that game. But it's funny though. In the West, And Sony's decision, the same Gallic gun too, I remember that too. That was like 2019, I think, 2 years ago. And Sony's decision to apply the Western ideals to Japanese games may contribute to consumers dwindling the interest in the PS5. Let's move on. The last parts, I think, here. PS5 is currently on track to be the worst-selling PlayStation system in Japanese history. Ooh, that's got to be a big-ass understatement then, but let's go. Although the system is breaking sale records in other parts of the world, it's struggling to capture the Japanese audience the way the previous PlayStation consoles did. Sony's new censorship policy, along with the new shifting focus towards Western audiences, has seemingly led Japanese gamers to jump ship into other systems. Sony will need to appeal to the Japanese market soon before they shut down completely. Oh yeah, that's not even the worst of it. So, gotta give credit to Zach Millions, gotta credit here what credit is due. Overall thoughts, views, and opinions. This is what I'm telling you, San Francisco, all those billionaires and trills that own this world and this company like Microsoft, Apple, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, all these other places out there, especially with Sony. I don't think Nintendo's owned none of it, but I know it's in Washington up there where Nike's at, so I don't think they're owned in San Francisco. And other places like that, like Apple, and all the CEO billionaires, and even the social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And look what happened to freaking Parlay. That thing got shut down real fast. Parlay. I only started using it for the first time in 4 days, and then my account, I don't think it got shut down, just the whole website got shut down. And that's a very huge thorn on my side. Spiritually, it's a thorn on my side too, and it hurts to see the PS5 go down like this. It's a literal, like, physical, like, spiritual sinking ship. The video games on there are badass as hell, but I don't like all the bullshit censorship. Even though I don't play a lot of JRPGs, I love BRPGs, and a lot of raunchy, like, Sentai, perverted sort of, like, funny visual novels. They get cut down to the core big time, and I hate that garbage. Hate it when these big tech companies do all this bullshit ass fucking censorship. Hate that crap. It boils my blood, and it's like a nasty fungus in my mouth. It's disgusting. It's like dog crap getting pushed into my face. That's the worst analogy I could use, but that's what it feels like. And hopefully they go somewhere else to, like, I don't know, Alaska or freaking Chicago or Texas or something. It's a lot better over there. There's less bullshit ass fucking politic garbage of Democrat Republican bullshit over there compared to California. That is a shithole for politics, in my opinion. That's it. That's all I say for now. I'm out here. Like, subscribe down below with both these articles, and I'm done. And for the one I can get to show the original Reddit post about GameXplain drama, I'm done. Peace out once again, ladies and gentlemen. Family some gamers, as always. Talkers and emojis. I will see when I see you today, every night, wherever at in the universe out there. Stay tuned for your channel. Go to video game industry news, anime manga news, Twitter, Twitch, drama news, internet news, and that's it. Take it easy. Peace out, my sauerkrauts. Laters and goodbye. See you beautiful people, awesome people, and everyone else on the flip side. Take it easy. I'm going. I'm out. I'll see you guys into the future. Take it easy. Laters.